Hello, everybody. I just wanted to give my review of 28 Years Later, just released in cinemas, directed by Danny Boyle, who directed the original 28 Days Later, which was a wonderful movie. I think it was released in 2002. Obviously, we're looking at about 23 years later since that movie came out. Um, My thoughts on 28 Years Later is it's good. Um, to say it's great would be maybe a stretch, but it's nearly great. Um, there's a lot of scenes in the movie uh, that keep you hooked and they keep you wanting to see what's going to happen next. Um, and they kind of feed the desire to want to watch the movie. Each scene as it comes kind of does that, I feel. Um, I did pardon me. I did read a review where someone said that there was no character development and no attraction or connection to the characters. I would disagree with that. I think that there absolutely is. The story in a nutshell follows a kid and his dad, and they're obviously going to areas within the mainland or their country that are infected and inhabited by the infected, and they have to keep their wits about them. They have to survive essentially, and they're all survivors, and they're all living in the sort of shelter or the mainland island, which is sort of cordoned off of the mainland, and that's where there's this sort of safety sort of location that all these survivors are living on, and if they leave that, they're in the mainland, they're on the mainland, and they have to survive, and that's where things get hairy. So, um, I would say visually, including special effects and including the action sequences that you would expect from a movie like this, and the horror and the gore and the blood and the thrill. I think it was pretty high. I'd say it's up there at number 8 out of 10. If not higher, maybe slightly. Um, the depth of the characters and the story, you could say, all right, maybe it falls a little bit short, but I wouldn't say too far. I was well and truly absorbed into the story, and I do love how they leave this movie open to the possibility of future sequels. So, um, if you enjoy the movie, you're gonna really enjoy the fact that there's possibly two more coming, I believe. In terms of Cillian Murphy being in the movie, I won't give it away. I was a little bit surprised at that sort of factor of the movie. Um, you know, I guess this is a spoiler, but if you're unsure of whether he's going to be in the movie, I don't think he is. He isn't. He isn't in the movie. I didn't see him anywhere. Maybe in the trailer where they show that zombie that looks like him, whether that was him or not, I'm not sure. Apparently, it isn't. But I didn't see him appear anywhere in the movie. In terms of jump scares, and obviously it is a horror movie, I would say I didn't really get jump scared at any point in the movie. It wasn't overly scary, and I wish they had made it more scary. Because I am a horror fan, and I do like being scared in movies and going through a scary experience. And I feel like there wasn't enough of that in this movie. It wasn't eerie enough, which is what a lot of the first movie was able to do. It was able to create that eerie, you know, sort of. you know, what's going to happen next, what's going to happen to these main characters, what's going to jump out and basically eat them or kill them. And, while that's obviously that premise is in this movie, it doesn't feel as scary as what that could be or what it should have been. So, yeah, I wish it was a little bit scarier. And I felt like it wasn't broad enough as well with some of the zombies and the ideas behind it. Um, they kind of hone in on the zombies a little bit and sort of show you one scenario of what they are. Um, it would have been nicer if they sort of broadened it and just made like the infected, just everywhere, kind of like The Walking Dead, where they're just in every forest, every building, everywhere. Whereas with this, it felt like the infected were really sort of minimal. They were only in certain parts of the landscape. So I kind of wanted a bit more of a horde scenario, you know what I mean? Like where they're just everywhere and they're like, the main characters are really trying to run for their lives from these things, which, in this movie they do, but not to that extent as what they could have, I feel. Like 28 days later and 28 weeks later, the infected are just about everywhere and they're running after the main characters like absolute crazy. And, there's, whereas in this, yeah, just felt like there was a lack of infected zombies that could have been running after everybody. So, what else? I mean, I've covered a little bit now, without giving anything away, which I hope I haven't done too much. Yeah, I mean, the soundtrack on the movie was great. I really enjoyed it. I think what a lot of people have said and what I would agree with is that the first half of the movie is really, really good, really cool, quite eerie. But then the second half of the movie kind of turns a bit wacky and it kind of gets a bit far-fetched. So I think the second half of the movie is kind of like you'll either really like it or you won't like it so much. But the first half of the movie was spot on. I'd say 10 out of 10. Second half of the movie, yeah, you kind of have to give it some patience and thought to enjoy that part of it. But it's still really, really good. And yeah, the ideas that he throws into this movie are a bit unexpected, which I thought was really cool. And it also, yeah, it kind of shocks you a little bit in certain aspects, just with some of the scenes and the gore and how he chooses to kill some of the characters and etc. So. And also some surprise appearances from actors that I wasn't expecting to be in the movie. So I won't say too much, but I thought that was quite cool. Especially one of the main characters happened to be an actor who I will say who his name is, Ralph Fiennes. Played Voldemort in Harry Potter. He's in the movie, so wouldn't have expected that. I thought that was really cool. And yeah, overall pretty stunning visually and sonically as well. The audio was really good, and just quite a sort of spin on what that movie or how it could have been made. It was an interesting spin, and I thought it was really cool. So overall, I give the movie a 7 out of 10. So I recommend to go see it, and if you like horror, it's a great horror movie. So, and action movie, of course, as well. Aaron Taylor-Johnson, he did really well in it, I thought. I haven't seen many movies with him in it, other than, I think the previous one was Bullet Train. And I know that he's an up-and-coming actor that's sort of hitting the big screen at the moment. I thought he did really well in the movie. All the other actors did really well too, including the kid, the mom, and all the supporting actors that you see throughout the movie that either stay alive or end up getting killed. So, and there's some bit of humor in there as well. So if you like a bit of comedy to break the horror, there's that as well. So yeah, But thank you for watching my review, and I hope you go and see 28 Years Later, and I hope you enjoy it. Okay, thanks.